Hey there guys, Prash here from Single to Taken for another video. So I'm in Hampstead Heath at the moment and we're going to be hitting the streets asking the ladies what top qualities do you look for in a man. So stay tuned. Right, the first quality I'm looking for a man is honesty. You know, your mother told you that honesty is the best policy? Well, she's right all along. Imagine you've been dishonest whilst you're in a relationship further down the line after you start dating a woman and she finds out. That's gonna be an ultimate road to the disaster. So you know what? Keep your nose clean. Right, so the second one is confidence. Now, I can go for ages talking about confidence. So let me just give you a little brief overview about what it means to be confident. So a confident person is someone that knows who they are from within themselves and doesn't have any form of uncertainty within themselves. Remember that what you think in your mind projects onto the world through your vibes, through your vocal tonality and through your body language in general. So if you know who you are within yourself, then you're on the road to success with ultimately anything, not only just dates and just finding that special someone, with anyone. So if you don't feel that you're that confident, how can you work on that confidence? You need to start believing in yourself. Carry out positive affirmations that you are someone that's confident within yourself, you know who you are within yourself, and you take a lead to get what you want in your life. Look how still the water is, look how beautiful it is and just how calming it is. Now this brings me on to my second point with you know, what's a characteristic that a woman looks for in a man, and that is someone that is confident. Confident within themselves and confident. See, the ducks are saying hello there. Hello. So confident within yourself and confident around women at the same time. So there's two elements to this. So how can you be confident within yourself? If you feel that you're not that confident, what steps can you take? Well, first of all, it's what you believe within yourself, because what you believe projects into the outside world. Now, when I was younger, I wouldn't say I was very confident. Every time I got rejected by a woman, I used to doubt myself, and that had an effect on my confidence. And the reason I was doing that is because the mistake that I made is that I was personalizing that rejection and allowing it to affect how I feel about myself. But if you actually think about it in essence and in real life, the fact of you getting rejected shouldn't have an effect on how you define yourself and who you are as a person. So in terms of how to be more confident, start doing affirmations. So one of the things you can do is you can wake up in the morning and say to yourself that I am confident, I am amazing, because you need to start loving yourself first and know who you are within yourself first, deep down inside your core, before you can make that connection with someone else. And another thing as well, surround yourself with confident people, because you know you're the average of the 5 people that you spend time with. So surround yourself with positive people, people that are optimistic, and that will really give you a boost in your confidence as well. When it comes to confidence with other women, there's no magic pill that can cure your approach anxiety. Because I remember when I was younger, I would see a woman and I would just look at her and I would just stare and just not do anything, because I was worried that it may go wrong or she may not like me or I will embarrass myself. Instead, you just have to go for it and you just have to put yourself through that and expect rejection to happen. Because if you think about it, if you're not worried about whether you'll get rejected or not, you've got nothing to lose, so you're more likely to go and approach that woman. Right, so here's another view on confidence as well. Here's another little paradigm shift about this as well. Now imagine if you've never done DJing before. So all DJs watching, please ignore this. So if you've never done DJing before, and if I chucked you into a DJ set and said, right, deliver this DJ for a night out, how would you feel? You'd probably be shitting yourself, right? Well, there and again, confidence equals situational competence. So the only way that you can be really good at being confident around women is to spend more time with them, so that in that way you become accustomed to them, you become used to the setting. So initially, if you've not got that much experience in speaking to women, go out there and speak to them. There's no magic pill that can cure your AA. Just like the example that I've given you, everything comes from practice. So speak to some women, surround yourself with women, and don't put them as these idolized creatures that you've got to just treat them with this sense of delicacy. Humanize them, just like how you speak to your best friend. How are you with him? You're confident, you're in the moment, you're in the groove, and you're just your natural self, aren't you? With no form of inhibitions. So give that a go. Another thing that you can do to be confident around women is to not focus on the outcome. So imagine you've met someone at an event. If you're going there with the mindset that, oh, I have to get this girl, I have to get this woman, then what's going to happen is that you're going to come across from that mindset. Because remember, what you do is determined from what place you're coming from and your intent behind it. If your intention is just to have fun and whatever happens is a bonus, you're going to come across as more confident because you're not thinking about the outcome. You haven't got that thought in your head thinking to yourself, oh, I must get her. She must give me indicators of interest. Whereas if you're going to be coming from a place that you're just having fun, and you'll be a lot more relaxed, and you'll be a lot more, you'll come across more confident with that woman. Right, the next quality is having a sense of humour. Now, why is sense of humour important? Because laughter, as they say, is the best medicine. It creates endorphins, it creates really good feelings of happiness when you're around that person. Also, when you have a sense of humour, it shows that you're not boring and you don't take yourself and you don't take life too seriously, because life is short, right? It also shows that you have this multi-dimensional personality as well. Now, if you feel this is something that you're struggling with, this is a few steps that you can take to really improve your sense of humour. So quite often when we're speaking to a woman, because you're so focused on the outcome, and this is one of the challenges that I had, was I was so focused on the outcome of trying to get her and trying to win her over. My creative channels weren't open, because studies have shown that when you're stressed, because I was stressed because I really wanted to win the girl over when I was doing that encounter and when I wanted to speak to her when I was on that date. And this closed off my creative channels and I was very tensed. So that's where your creative self shuts down in the part of your brain. So one of the things that you can do is see how you are when you're with your friend. Like, imagine when you're with your best friend down the pub and how you banter with them and how you take the piss out of them. Because you're very relaxed, you just do it and you're in that flow state where you're just coming from that natural place. Just really think about how you do that and apply that approach when you're speaking to women. If you feel this doesn't work, I'll just give you a little few hacks. Because when you're speaking to a woman, you have to learn how to tease her as well, just to create that spike of emotion. You know, you're creating that connection, you're creating that rapport, but you also have to create that spike of emotion and to show her that multi-dimensional personality of hers, that you're someone that also has a funny side as well. So one of the things that you can do is compare her to a little animal. So say for example, I remember meeting this woman that had pink, really thick, oversized glasses frames that were bright pink, and I said to her, you look like a French Hello Kitty. So again, little cute little French little Hello Kitty cat. Say for example she's really lazy, you can say, oh look at you, you lazy cat. That's one thing you can do, but again you have to be present, you have to be in the moment when you do it. You can't pre-plan these. Another thing you can do is do like an imitation. Now a while back there was this taxi driver, there was this Uber driver that I got a phone number off and I went out with her. Now I remember when she picked me up from West Brompton station, because my train got cancelled, I was on my way home and I called the Uber, sat down, and there was this glamorous looking woman. She was Romanian. I mean, she had really short shorts with tights on, and I remember just saying to her that she was this glamorous Uber driver. I did a little imitation. I was saying, ooh, look at me, I'm a glamorous little Uber driver from Essex, because she was dressed in a little bit of an Essex way. She had that platinum blonde hair, she had a really low cut top. So I did a little bit of a Sam Fayers or Amy Charles impression as well, where I spoke in an Essex accent as well, and that was something that really created that spike of emotion. She laughed, and she even said to me that I was funny. Whether she said that out of politeness or she meant it, I don't know, but did manage to get some dates and something out of that as well. So imitate her. You got the animals, you know, where you compare her to a cute little animal. Stereotypes as well, that's another thing as well. So what the typical stereotypes are. So I know that women from Czech, so Czech people like to get drunk. So you can say to her, oh, you must be those that you have to be carried back home on a Friday night after you get drunk. So that's a few guidelines where you can use. Like, don't steal the exact example that I've given you, but again, you have to be present and you have to be in the moment and really just show. Another thing as well is just to loosen up, just to relax and just see the funny side of things. If you're someone that's not that funny, if you see something that's funny, do a little funny journal so that your mind will get into that pattern of trying to think of funny side of things as well. Do a little funny journal, a little funny folder. Right, with reference to humour, there's another thing which you can do as well. There's a little exercise that I'll give you. So when talking to a woman, if she asks you a question or gives a response, after you've had that conversation, try and think of a funny comeback that you can come back with when saying that. So for example, say for example she says what you do. Now you could say something like, you're a hand model. That's something that's funny, and afterwards give you a real job after that as well, or anything that's funny and that's congruent to yours. Another thing is in terms of observation. Now I do teach something in my program called awe. It's a really cool technique that I learned from someone called Hayley Quinn. She's a great inspiration to me, which is observe, assumption and relate. So you make an observation about something. Now, in terms of an assumption, you can maybe think of a funny little assumption. Imagine she's French, you think, and she's got a French look about her, where she's got a hat and a bag. You can say to her, you know what, I just love your French look. I could imagine you riding a bicycle through the cobbled streets of Paris or in Nice, holding a baguette in one hand and a frog's leg in another. Now, can you see how there's a little funny little twist you've just added to there? So yeah, whilst you're having your conversations, even in general, even when you're just looking around, try and think of some funny things that you can say. So what you're doing is you're exercising your humorous muscle to try and think of things that are funny as well. Combine this, and what will happen is you'll get into the habit of doing it, and afterwards it will just become second nature. But yeah, that's another thing relating to humour as well. Right, so just on one of the peaks of Hampstead Heath, you can see the view of London over here. So I'm going to move on to the next trait on something that women look for in a man, and that is something called emotional security. Now, what I mean by emotional security is just coming from a place where you're just emotionally secure, you're happy and you're comfortable within yourself. Now, one of the challenges that I had, just grabbing a seat now, one of the challenges that I had was that I wasn't emotionally secure when I was single. I wasn't happy, and I always had this yearning to find a girlfriend or to have a female in my life. But this actually didn't do me any favors, because when I approached women, I was coming from a place of neediness and a place of supplication and desperation. Because remember, whenever you approach a woman or whenever you're dating, it all comes down to the fundamental fact of what place are you coming from. Are you coming from a place of power and strength, or are you coming from a place of neediness and desperation because you want to fill a hole in for something that's missing in your life, and your happiness is going to depend, and your happiness is going to depend on that. So emotional security is really important. Who would you rather be with? If you're, in terms of your friends, would you rather be with someone that's got their shit together, enjoying life, having fun, they're rocking and rolling? Would you rather be with someone that's their life's constantly living in a car crash? They're always so negative, they're always dissatisfied with everything. That's just going to give off that negative energy, and you don't want to be around that person. So emotional security is really, really important. So if you're single, what things are you grateful for? Start doing gratitude journals. When you focus on things that you're grateful for, that will fill the cup up, and you'll think that things aren't that bad, because there's people out there in more worse situations than yourself, and on that basis you can count yourself lucky. So come from a place of emotional strength, be happy that you are single, get your shit together, and you'll raise your chance to find that special someone. Right, so the next trait which is important to find that special someone is someone that's caring. Now, what do I mean by caring? Someone that has empathy and someone that sees something from other people's perspective. Now, to give you a little bit of a flavour on this, everyone has a mind map in terms of how they see the world, their beliefs, their paradigms, their experiences, etc., etc. Developed through upbringing, developed through their life experiences, through work, through when they were at school, etc., etc. Now, one of the main reasons, and one of the top reasons why relationships fail, is because the inability to see things from another person's perspective. And this is what causes arguments, because someone may have a difference of opinion about something. And what I find happens is that because the other person doesn't have that empathy skill in the ability to see things from the other person's perspective, from their viewpoint and where they're coming from, they only see things from their own viewpoint. There's no give and take, and this is where the relationship will fail. If you can see things from the other person's perspective and respect that, and come to some sort of an agreement where you create a medium on that basis, this is one of the ways where you can have an amazing relationship. About learning to see things from other people's perspective and having that empathy skill. Because a woman wants to be understood, a woman wants to be heard, she wants to feel like she's understood and, oh, this person gets me. And if you don't exercise empathy skills, it's going to be on a road to disaster. So being caring, seeing things from her perspective, having a give and take thing, not having it be all about you, or me. And so, yeah, empathy is very important. Another thing is about being yourself. Now, what do I mean by being yourself? What I find a lot of people do, and this is men and women, when they first start dating someone, or when they meet someone for the first few dates, they're always on their best behavior, and they try and put on some persona that they're happy and that they're confident and, trying to be that smooth, suave person. The only trouble is that this will lead to disaster, because over time, as the relationship progresses and they do start dating, it will get to a stage where their bad habits start to show up, they become a bit complacent, they lower their guards down, and afterwards they'll look at each other and think, well, who the hell is this person? So don't bend your reality in order to please others. Don't bend your beliefs, don't conform to any beliefs. Like, I'll tell you what, I was guilty of this myself, where I would go on a date with a woman, and just in order to find common grounds or to appear cool, I would actually say things that weren't congruent with me, just with the hope of trying to get the girl. Guys, don't do that. Be your raw, real self and be unapologetic about it. If she doesn't like you, it just means, and if she rejects you on that basis, it's just a filter that is someone that's not compatible for you. Use that as a filter mechanism. So in terms of your beliefs, in terms of what you like, say it and own it. Like, say for example, the girl likes living in the city, but you prefer to live in the countryside. Don't bend that opinion and conform to her with the hope of trying to find something in common and trying to be like her. If you don't like living in the city, say it, own it, be unapologetic about it. If she doesn't like you on that basis, she's not the one for you. But yeah, don't bend your reality in order to please others. That's an element of being yourself. And that's about where you're really being authentic and you're being your authentic, genuine self. So what's the top 3 qualities that you would
Okay, this man should be well educated.
Okay.
He should have sense of humor, and he should be compassionate towards, human beings and animals.
Compassion towards human beings and animals?
Yes, I'm vegetarian, and I think we are abusing animals, and for me it would be really important in this aspect. Yeah, I'm not saying he's got to be vegetarian, but he has got to understand where vegetarians are coming from.
Okay.
But
I really like that twist that you put on there about compassion, because compassion towards others is really, really important.
It is.
Having the empathy and understanding each other,
yes,
and seeing things from other people's perspective. I like how you put that twist on animals as well. In sense of humour, well, life's too short, isn't it? Why do you take things too seriously?
Exactly.
Great. Anything else you want to share to our lovely men out there?
Don't be afraid of cows and, your women, because in these days we've got to be careful. Everything is taken the wrong way, but I think we women love to be wooed, love a nice gesture, flowers, chocolate and that stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it though, do you?
No, you don't, but...
Now and again.
Yes.
Okay, right, so what qualities do you look for in a man then?
I think someone who is quite reliable, honest, and I think someone who is present in my life and not married. Sometimes it's easy to find people who are not really honest from the beginning, and someone who like doing things, sharing a moment during our life together, could be anything after work, and maybe planning to have a kind of serious relationship and not just playing.
Okay. So someone with the right intentions.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Coming from a place of a good heart.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. Anything else you want to share, or anything else you want to elaborate on it?
I think also respect. I think respect is quite important as well.
I think the golden rule is treat others the way you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what qualities do you look for in a man then?
I think it's probably different for everyone, but personally I look for somebody who has respect for me, who respects me as an independent person, probably somebody who I can have a conversation with, and someone who makes me laugh. I'd say respect is the number one. Yeah.
You'd put respect at the top.
Yep.
Well, you know what, the golden rule is treat others the way that you want to be treated.
Right.
And I think that's the first thing. Whenever you do something, this thing about think before you speak.
Right.
A lot of people just don't do that, do they?
No.
And your mother was saying that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and you should use that, because that's another aspect of listening, isn't it?
Yep, that's true.
There you go.
Yep.
So what qualities do you look for in a man then?
Probably someone who's just really funny. Like a good sense of humour is really, really important, and then someone who's kind of like your friend first, and then just those are 2 really important things. Not too serious, but then also nice, but can take a joke. So sorry.
So someone that doesn't take themselves too seriously,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
take life too seriously.
Yeah.
And I like the bit that you said about where they take their time, so they don't rush into things. Because when they rush
Yeah.
into things, it's normally the case that they're after that one thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if there's someone that's serious and wants to get to know you more, they would take their time,
Yeah.
don't they?
You said it better than me.
So what qualities do you look for in an ideal man then?
Well, I think the first would be integrity,
Okay.
honesty, genuineness. Yeah, the three main things I think. And then consistency.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's funny when people meet each other on the first date.
Yeah.
You know, they're on their best behaviour and trying to show their best foot forward.
Absolutely.
But then afterwards, they're not consistent. You know, they let their guard down. They get too complacent,
Yes.
and it's like not the person that they met before.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hence the consistency part, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, you go for it.
Yeah, and I think it's all being that raw, real version of yourself and owning who you are, not having to bend your reality
This is
to
it.
please others.
Absolutely, I think that's important, very much.
Yeah.
But I don't know if people actually, maybe because of social media and things like that nowadays, there's an image to put forward, and no one really wants the truth, so to speak, I guess,
Yeah.
about a person.
That's
my opinion.
I think it's also a confidence issue as well, because they're always looking at, what things can I do to be cool, but then they're already
That's
cool in
true.
their own way. So why not own who you really
Be
are?
yourself. Actually, that's the most attractive thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
To be yourself. Absolutely. I agree.
That's an element of it, isn't it?
That is. Be yourself.
Yeah.
Not everybody will like yourself, of course.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that is the challenging part as we have as people, isn't it? We want to be liked.
Yeah.
And hence, perhaps why you produce a persona that's not you. But for me, it's your honesty, your integrity, and consistency, and being yourself, genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sticking with that, you'll find someone that you resonate with on a deep level and have a longer lasting relationship.
There we go.
Get what I mean?
Yes, I completely get what you mean. I agree.
Great way to sum it up, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I would have to say I appreciate someone who's a family man, so somebody that's really close with their family. I'm really close with my family, so that's probably my number one quality, and someone who can make me laugh.
So family orientated and someone that can make you laugh.
Yeah.
I really like the fact about it. So I take it you probably like to live in an extended family then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really close with my family, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
They say families are very important. Though.
Yeah.
They're the ones that count at the end of the day.
I agree.
Yeah.
What qualities do you look for in your ideal man?
Like basically for sure it depends, and right now we all living in this world and looking for the intelligent, smart, and a handsome man. But I think I can definitely say that what I don't look for. So I don't like the men who hang out at social media a lot. I know, guys, this is the only way we meet with people, but I think this is kind of a bit irritating. A man all the time is active on social media, and you can see what he's doing all the time, 1 hour before, 1 hour later on, all such as gym freaks. Do whatever you want only for yourself. For sure, if you're passionate about that, that's good to be shared for the just motivating, but just I have muscles, etc. This is kind of irritating. Yeah. So.
Do you know, it's funny enough, a lot of women have said that they go on dates and the man is constantly checking the phone. Even when friends just meet up, I've noticed that they...
Yeah, this is a kind of a disrespectful thing. I mean, I know we all right now surrounded all of the social media, and even I'm an active user too, but I think that's important to find the perfect balance.
Right, so and what qualities do you look for in an ideal man?
They would never
Honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty. They say that honesty is the best policy, isn't it?
Yeah, honesty, openness,
Yeah.
receptivity, and confidence to be themselves,
Yeah.
and unwillingness to share the journey with another person.
Yeah.
And a desire to be present and to witness our lives.
Yeah.
And have fun with deciding what we want to do together. From the very mundane things of going to a supermarket, buying a washing machine,
Yeah.
to the bigger things in life. And trust I've learned is something that can't be said. It's something that it's felt, and it's felt as a result of those steps that have been shared, those moments. And when you feel trust in a space of silence, that you know you can trust it.
Yeah.
And when you're with somebody who can talk to you about trust and integrity, you begin to wonder, is this part of a play, a game?
Do you know what? It's funny how when people meet on a first date, they're on their best behaviour and try and put their best foot forward.
Absolutely.
And put on a persona to try to be the best version. But then over time they become complacent and they lower their guard down. It's like, who the hell is this guy?
Absolutely,
you get what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, as a woman, I've been through experiences where honesty, trust, integrity have been talked about, but actually the actions show mismatching in intention.
Yeah.
And then it becomes obvious that the guy is interested in the play, in the seduction, and there's no sense of building up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And I would say to women, and I guess, I mean, this is more to do with men, that specific behavior. But just for women, be aware. Be aware, and when you're conscious and connected with yourself in the present moment, and you're willing to ask the questions, and you realize that only through asking certain difficult questions you can connect with the reality of the man in the present moment. But if you're afraid to ask the questions because you're worried that you may lose the guy, you're not creating, you're basically doing magic thinking, wishful thinking, and you are creating a journey of pain for yourself.
Yeah, so I think having clarity in your deal breakers of what's important to you and having that willingness to walk away is something very, very important.
It's hugely important because time is our most valuable resource.
Okay, so what top qualities do you look for in your ideal man?
When it comes to like a romantic relationship, it really is important for me to feel like I am cared by the person, and also to be able to have a trust between the relationship between him and I. So the trust and the careness is the two top qualities that I will looking for the man who will be my husband or boyfriend. Whatever. Yeah, I'm single.
Okay. I think caring is really important because the ability just to see things from your perspective and having that empathy and just having that little emotional intelligence where they don't think about themselves but they also think about you, and having that give and take mentality. So what top qualities do you look for in your ideal man?
Someone that's funny, that gets on with my friends, that is driven, that's nice. That's it, really.
Someone that gets on with your friends is really good. In fact, one of the things which I do in my program is when they're actually on a date, they should really respect and have a bit of banter with the waiter, because in that way you could see yourself introducing them to your friends further down the line, can't you?
Yeah, I think that's valid. That's a valid point.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share to the lovely men out there?
No, just breathing quite heavily. I guess I've been running.
Okay. No, I really admire it. Like, I just saw her just walking up. There's nothing. Perseverance, and just keep going to what your goal is.
Exactly.
Cool. Thanks very much. So, what top qualities do you look for in your ideal man?
Wow, I would say that they have to be reliable.
Okay.
And I would definitely say funny. Funny will get you a long way. I can't remember the last thing. Oh, have a job, because that's helpful. It shows that you can maintain something, have some security.
And most importantly, have a purpose in life, not someone that's just a bum sitting around doing nothing and depending on you to do everything.
Exactly, and that you have kind of value from the work that you do. It ties in with like passion and things like that. So.
Yeah. Just connected with themselves in that respect, and not just doing something for the sake of something, but something that they really do enjoy doing. Just
Definitely.
channeling that energy properly.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right, well, I hope that's helpful. The common things that women have said of what they find desirable in a man, or the top qualities, are someone that has a good sense of humour, someone that's confident within themselves, someone that has a purpose in life, and someone that has a life and knows where they're going and has their shit together, and someone that's caring. I'm going to head home now because my battery's running out and it's starting to get cold. So I hope you guys are well. You know the drill. Like, share and subscribe. Keep the questions and comments coming, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.